it's time to welcome the player who I had the honor to cast last season, that being from Berlin International Gaming. It's time to welcome back the Gamers Assembly winner from 2016. That is, his goes under many names: Coopermeister, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, but we know him as Massa. Massa, how is life at the moment? You're the last guest on, but I hope you're not asleep yet.
Hey man. First of all, thank you for inviting me, my man. I'm good myself. Not gonna lie, I've been mentally down a little bit these past few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, I would say. But I'm back on my mental top, and I am not sleepy at all. What about you guys? Or
Yeah.
you?
I mean, I'm just looking forward to the casual 3 a.m. stream by Massa tonight, so I'm ready to stay up late, right?
Could happen, but probably not. I don't think so today. Today is off day, I think.
Yeah, okay. But can you tell people, we have on Sunday the most prestigious tournament starting, that being Trackmania Grand League. How confident do you feel about your preparation so far leading up to Sunday?
Oof. Nice. I haven't even thought about answering that question, even though that's an obvious one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm prepared. I'm just focusing on myself. I don't really care what others are doing, since many are also, under the radar training offline. I just look after myself, and I'm looking very good on most of the maps. I struggle on like 1 or 2 maps, but to be fair, I will get my shit together till Sunday, and I am going quite confident into the first step.
And what is the reason why you feel confident? Is it the training itself? Is it how you feel on the maps itself? Why do you personally feel confident?
Oh, so I must say at the beginning of the training, so like 5, 6 weeks ago, I kind of felt like, yeah, I'm gonna play Grantic again. I'm not the best on 6 laps. I know this myself. I'm not as motivated as I used to be always, but that has changed a lot, and I don't know why, but I feel really good in the game. I like the game a lot. I've probably played the most the most hours in this game, out of all players. And I've been enjoying my time a lot also with the streams and stuff. And for some reason, I really feel these Grantic maps. I really like the new maps. Like, I'm probably one of the few players, or maybe I'm even the only player, who really, really likes these hard maps. And I'm really enjoying my time. And I think that also shows in the records and in the training sessions. And I have never trained this much. I think I've already finished more 6-lappers than I have in the whole season in training, like previous seasons. So I cannot be more confident about myself this season than compared to last season.
I had some players on, and I try to ask them who they see as a favorite, and most of the time it's like, yeah, Carl Jr., and then everybody else can win it. But I had Tween on, one of the most knowledgeable guys in this scene, and he said, do you know what? I'm going to say a name that maybe surprised you, that being Massa, because this playoff system that we're going to have is maybe sort of created for Massa. Does that give you more motivation to know that if I'm in the playoffs, then why not? Then I can win it all.
Oh, well, the playoff system is pretty odd. I think many players have already answered and given their feedback to it. Also, this public letter has been there. But yeah, obviously the playoff system, it's do or die, and it definitely fits me, especially when I look at the maps recently. I cannot complain. Like, I still don't like it personally to find out the best player in the world. But I have made peace with myself. I think that's also a huge change why I'm a bit more motivated. I've made peace that this is a show league rather than finding the best player. Like, this is my opinion. Obviously, some other people have other opinions, but I think many people or many players have already agreed on, this is a show. All right, let's just play this. We have our World Cup that got added. All right, that's something positive. And yeah, to answer the question is, yeah, obviously this format fits me a lot.
But what would then a win mean to you? Would it feel like bigger than Gamers Assembly in 2016, or?
I mean, offline events are always, a bit different. Right now, obviously, there cannot be offline events, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how to rate that. It depends how I play throughout the season. If I dominate the season and I'm in the playoffs, then of course it will feel like I can actually be the best player in the world. But it really depends how it goes and how it ends up. Like, if someone wins who hasn't really been performing in the actual season, and then also has kind of a luck to playoffs. I mean, you can see it, is he actually good, or is he just gonna be good when it matters? So it depends how it goes, I guess. And I don't think it will actually determine the best player, because many people won't be as motivated as they should be, when it comes to that sort of system. So it's hard to say, you're the best player.
Yeah. I casted you last season, and then I had the pleasure of speaking to you. I had the pleasure of following you maybe more closely than the other players. Something that was sticking out was that you for sure have the pace to be in there. I somewhat started to do some stats about who is leading the most and then essentially maybe failing, because maybe the result list from last season doesn't favor you, because it shows how you performed on the sixth lap, where you finished on the sixth lap, and maybe not how you finished overall during the six laps. How have you tried to change it, that maybe you drive less risky, maybe you try to think otherwise? Have you essentially changed anything from last season to this season in how you prepare and how you're gonna deal with the contest itself?
Yeah, definitely. I've spoken a little bit with Carl actually, and he gave me a few advices. I have changed my practice style a lot. Sure, I still go for the fastest times and everything, but I have practiced a lot when it comes to just finish. Even if you maybe have a small touch, just keep on going, finish. And that's something I've never done, and I think that's gonna help me a lot. And the maps itself and the game itself and my mental attitude right now is pretty much more positive than ever. So I have changed a lot. I think if it's gonna, change a lot in the actual match, we will have to see. But I'm actually really, really confident going into it.
We had Spam on as the first guest today, so it's already a little while ago. But he mentioned that now joining Alliance, he has a coach, and that coach is maybe sticking out to other coaches in Trackmania, because this coach doesn't really know anything about Trackmania, so he's only there to help him to think right, to prepare right. Do you think that that is something more players in Trackmania could enjoy and could actually benefit from?
Yeah, definitely. I think mentally, I've also written a tweet once that I think mentally wise, I think Trackmania is one of the hardest games. It's very underrated, or underestimated rather, because like you're fully on your own. It's up to you how you practice. It's up to you how much you practice. It's up to you when you practice. It's all on you. And if you make a mistake, you're done. You don't have a teammate to back you off, or you don't have a coach to be like motivating you or anything. You're just on your own, and I think it's really underrated, a coach, or like a mental coach rather. And I think that's a huge plus for Spam. And as he said, he appreciates him a lot, I bet, and I think we will see this a lot more in the future.
And I mentioned now a couple of times that I cast you last season, but sadly I don't have the pleasure of doing it this season. But that doesn't mean that Big is stepping down. I would rather say they're stepping it up big time. Tell people who is going to cast it for Big this season, and where can people follow the stream?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, well, we announced it actually earlier on Twitter. It's going to be Trilux on his own channel, twitch.tv Trilux, with the co-caster Felix on. Both ex-Trackmania players. I'm sure most of you guys know him or know them. And yeah, I'm sure they're gonna give us a great time. They already casted the show match. I think the YouTube video already has like 250,000 views or something, just the show match. So that's insane actually when it comes to YouTube views. And
Yeah.
the Twitch views were also insane for being the first, sort of event. And I think it can only get better. And it's a huge win for, I think myself as a player, but most importantly for the league. And obviously that motivated me a lot. I obviously knew that they were gonna cast, and I obviously, tried to get them as well in. And that motivated me obviously a lot to do well in the league, yeah. So twitch.tv Trilux.
I mean, I can sort of understand why you pick Trulux. I mean, 250,000 views against 50 views. I mean, we are some sort of in the same league, me and Trulux, but not really, right?
Almost, man. Almost.
Yeah, almost. Soon, one day.
Yeah, I think it's only like benefiting everyone,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
so. And I must say, it's not like it's worth paying him, like he does this, like really huge respect to him. He does this out of I don't know, out of passion, out of passion. Like he doesn't need to do this. Like he can just grab a, I don't know, Valorant deal and get the $10,000 for 1 hour broadcasting. You know what I mean? You don't get that in Trackmania when the prize pool is,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
even close to that. So you gotta respect that guy, and I'm sure it will benefit him as well, obviously. But yeah, on the long run scene, we can be thankful for him doing this.
But do you think that that puts more pressure on your shoulders because now you know that Trilux, one of the biggest profiles in the esports scene in Germany, if you perform well, then you can sort of become like this fan favorite in Germany during this league. So have you thought about, will this actually put more pressure on your own shoulders?
Yeah, of course. I do have to say that I also talk a lot with my manager or CEO rather in Big, and I've talked about that the league is kind of demotivating, with the point loss, and the 6 laps doesn't really fit me, and then the playoffs is completely different, which actually fits me. It's like, it's like, I don't know, it's like midlife crisis all over again. And he actually said to me, I should focus more on my streaming part and growing myself as a creator and pro player at the same time, and just play the league. Just don't focus as much on it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. But that has changed simply because I really want to do well. I see it a bit different. I see it a bit opposite now. I have seen it the same a few weeks ago, but right now I have this mindset. If I do well in the league, I get a lot of more. I get a lot of followers, obviously, out of it. I get a lot of fans out of it. I can earn money with it. Like if I grow my fan base, I obviously also get bigger on social media and everything. So like it can grow me personally a lot rather than just keep on streaming track of the day. So I have changed my mindset a lot, and let's wait and see what I can do.
Well, I'm going to wish you the best of luck on Sunday with overall in this league. And one thing is for sure, if I put all about being objective aside and just want to be a fan of Trackmania for once, I really want to see you in this playoff because I just want the fastest of the fastest to actually play this playoff system. I can actually have some fun with it and try to make the best of it. So best
Yeah,
of
I
luck to
agree.
you, Massa, and let's hope you make it to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot, but I'm gonna have to say here, like playoffs is the goal, yes, but I really want to do well. Like I don't want to luck to the playoffs, like get 7th or 8th because I have good last map or whatever. I want to perform. Like I want to get 6 maps, and I want to play good on 6 maps because this is the future. Like this is how Grandig will look like. There will be more seasons of it. If it's a show, if it's not a show, it doesn't matter. But I need to get better on 6 laps. I need to get better on these tracks, and yeah, this is my personal goal. And if it's playoffs, then it's showtime, I guess.
It's showtime. That's some awesome words to end it off. That's it for this Trackmania Live. All we now have to do is to wait till Sunday at 20 CST. So thanks to this 13 players that actually stepped up to do all these interviews. And yeah, I'll try to slide into the DMs of Carl Jr., Gwen, and Bren again, but I will never forget that they said no to stepping up to do this. So it's a pleasure to do this interview once again, Massa, and it's always a pleasure to do interviews with pretty much everybody in Trackmania because essentially I'm just a small guy doing this, but the biggest and the best players say is like, sure, tell me just when it is and I will show up. So huge shout out to you, but also a huge shout out to everybody who stepped up to do this interview. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. It only would be me sitting here alone with 2 viewers talking about the future of Trackmania Grand League.
I'm sure we appreciate you as much, my dude. No
That's
homo.
no homo. Only homo in Portia, right?
Hello.
But that's it for today. G Geek, who has been the producer for both of these episodes and is the producer for pretty much every Trackmania Live and the Trackmania podcast. If you want to say some few words, do it. But before that, make sure to follow G Geek on Sunday at the Pittsburgh's channel, but also on Twitter. So G Geek, the floor is yours and this sort of marathon of Trackmania Grand League interviews.
All right, all I can say is thank you very much, you guys, for stepping in and watching this episode of the Trackmania Live. Pretty rough, pretty big marathon that we had with 13 interviews in total. Hello again. And yeah, thank you to all of the players that stepped in. Here are the list of the players that stepped in for the second night that we had tonight. And yeah, all the interviews done. All I can say is crack on Trackmania Grand League. Bring on the fall 2020 season. See you on Sunday, September 13th at 8 p.m. CEST on all the respective streams, whether it be mine, whether it be Eirik and Turbo's stream over on M&M Gaming, or be it another stream that you might want to watch and cheer someone else on. So, yeah, see you then on Sunday for the start of the Grand League season. And from us over on Trackmania Live, that's the end of it. We'll see you next time. Godspeed, people.